What's up, Toe Deals Nation? I am your host today, and I'm going to show you how to set up the auto quote value system in the toedeals.com platform. As you can see, I'm on the home page here, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information on how the auto quote value system works. Now, if this box is checked, your prices that you set will show up over here when a towing request is made on this search box. So that's why this little checkbox is really important. If you don't want the platform to automatically quote the jobs for you, you can turn it off, and then you just have to have the screen open. And then when somebody does a search in this box here and clicks this button, you will get a pop-up over here that says somebody's doing a search in your area. Would you like to quote that? And you can click yes, and then you quote it out exactly like it is. Or you can let the platform quote it for you. The platform obviously does a quicker and faster job at it, and it allows you to be listed here. If you don't have it selected, chances are you may miss the opportunity to get your name listed here, because you only got about a minute to 30 seconds to quote that job before the timer runs out and you're no longer allowed to quote the job. So go ahead and set this up for auto quote. The hookup charge is going to be your service call fee, and you have to figure out what your costs are in here, because this is going to be your costs, whereas this here is your markup. So it's kind of confusing, because you typically want to quote customers, $60 for the hookup, $5 a mile, and leave it at that. But this here will actually calculate the distance from where the tow truck is at to the customer, plus your loaded mileage, and then of course back to the yard, and it'll give you a 10% markup on that. So that's where you can actually make some good buku bucks. So starting with a hookup charge, your service call fee, this is what you charge for sending out a tow truck to hook up the vehicle. It takes about 15 to 20 to 30 minutes to hook up a vehicle depending on what you're doing, or a jump start, lockout, tire change, fuel delivery, any type of service related call is what you want to put here. Now this is your cost, not your markup. Your markup is over here. So remember that this is your cost. So fuel delivery, jump start, tire change, I'm going to charge, typically about $60 or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this down to 40, because a 10% markup on this entire algorithm here is where you're going to make your money at it. So just make sure it's not too high. If you make it high, you may not get selected for the quotes, and you will be listed at the very bottom of the page, because this can be sorted by ETA and price. Of course, this tow truck is closer, but it's a little bit more expensive. If you want to wait 40 minutes, you can save yourself, roughly $15. So that's what the customer has to choose from. Going to your en route per mile charge, that would be if the tow truck is here and he's got to go here 7 miles, that's what the route is going to be for the charge. So if it's $1.50 a mile or $1.50 or $1 a mile, then it's times that by 7, and that's what you're going to have as the customer. Typically, we find that most towing companies have about $1.50 to $2 per mile cost. Remember, I'm saying cost here. So that means even if the customer cancels and the tow truck drives a mile out and a mile back, it just now costs you $3, no matter what. Okay. Now, your loaded per mile charge is when you have a vehicle loaded on the tow truck and you're hauling it. So of course there's gonna be more weight, so you're gonna have a little bit more cost in there. So go ahead and up that to whatever your cost is. You remember, your profit is down here, not up here. So now that we have our costs set, okay, because we charge roughly, say $40 an hour or $50 an hour or $98 an hour, depending on what your costs are for your hourly charge and that sort of thing, can all be factored into here. Typically, $40 to $50 is going to be your starting price, and you can play with it after that and see how it works. Now, if you want to offer the customer like a jump start, but not charge them an en-route service fee, that's where you put your free miles here. That's your en-route free miles from the location where the truck's at. So if the truck's here and this customer's within 7 miles and they want a jump start, that means that you're going to do the jump start for the $40 service call fee plus the 10% markup. and that's going to give you roughly your $49 cost. After the 7 miles, you can charge them $1.50 a mile, plus the 10% markup. So that's in essence where you want to make sure that these numbers are 100% as accurate as possible. Now your loaded miles are when you pick up the customer and how far you want to take them for free. So if you want to offer them, some motor clubs do like 5 miles free within a radius. You're going to tow them back to the location where you came from, like your impound yard or something like that. Then you're going to offer that miles for free if that's what you want to do. So this would be 7 miles free en route and 7 miles free loaded. That means that the only thing that we have to charge the customer for really is the $40 hookup charge and the 10% markup, because then everything else would be free because they're within that 7 miles. So that's where you can get yourself into some trouble here, because if you don't have these set accurately, you can, in essence, not charge enough. So if you feel comfortable doing it the old-fashioned way, you can do that too. Do your typical $69 hookup, 0 miles, 0 charge for en route, and then of course, like $6 per mile. You could do that, and then make sure you have this set to 0, because now your profits are built into here, not here. It's more accurate when it's here, and the customers like it more because it changes the dynamics of the program a lot more than just having the 69 and 6 or whatever your costs are. So hopefully that helps you out. And if you want to check out the other videos, just look at the Tow Deals channel, and we can go ahead and go through step by step on other areas of the Tow Deals platform and understanding how to make a profit in the service provider industry. Thank you for watching.